says I have to request from you, and I don't think you know.
Okay. All right. We're recording. So, welcome to tonight's call, Tuesday. I never know the day. So it's just a live Q&A. None of my girls are on right now. It looks like it's just Deanna's team. So I don't know what questions she had in her Facebook page. I will take a look at mine. And double check. I don't think I had any. So I'm just here for moral support and hanging out. And if you guys have any questions for me, you can always ask, or if Deanna wants me to chime in. If not, I'm here hanging out.
So the main thing that I was getting or have been getting questions about, so the past week in the team page, I did like you guys, well, except for the newer people, but I did like a daily challenge where everyone would comment below like their biggest struggle of the day and their biggest win, so that we could look at the negative, look at the positive, and then see how we could like mesh everything together. And the biggest thing I've seen everyone struggling with, not even just with coaching, but with life, is time. Like, I don't have time for this, don't have time for that, can't fit it into my schedule. And it was everyone. Like, at least once a day, someone said, I'm struggling with time. So, Sam, that's what I wanted you to chime in on. We could start with that. I've personally gone over time probably like 30 times. And I feel like for me, if I speak on it, it'll be repetitive. Like, it'll be like you guys are listening to me and be like, okay, Deanna, we don't give a fuck. Like, you've said that 30 times. So I'll let Sam talk about time. And then if you guys have any questions, like I know some of you guys are newer, so if you guys have questions about anything, like if you started the training, you can put it in the little chat box, or you can unmute yourself after Sam talks about time. But I like to do these calls just to get to know everybody, and like we could all hang out and you guys can ask any question. Don't feel weird. No questions like a dumb question. If you're like, hey, how do I log in and do my workouts? Like, I would literally tell you the
Okay. So. All right. So I personally, before this, me and Deanna were actually texting, and she told me that her team is struggling with time management. And my reply, okay, and like I'm a lover, but this is going to be a little bit tough love. So if you don't like tough love, sorry, that's what you're getting. My reply to her was, what? You have talked about time management over and over and over. So I'm not on a team, but I was like, what? Like, I have been on at least 3 calls, I feel like, this month that you talked about time management. And I know it's a struggle. But we have done, there's a ton of calls on it. Deanna does them. Our upline, our mentor, Allie, does them all the time because she's so busy. So people ask her to speak about it. So we do calls on it all the time. But what I've realized is that, you have to make the mindset shift. So if you keep telling yourself, I don't have time, it does not matter how many calls you hop on where they teach you about time management, you will still think you don't have time until you make that shift in your mind. Okay, I do have time. I do. I need to find the time. So here's the thing. We're all busy. We all have our own kind of busy. We all have our own shit. So stop. Here's my number. Besides telling yourself that you don't have time, stop that. You need to tell yourself that you have time, okay? You have time. You have to find it. And then stop making excuses for yourself. So don't say, oh, she has more time, or she's more organized, or this. I'm sorry. I am not an organized coach. I am a shit show 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Maybe like I am not organized. It's not my strong suit. I wish I was. I don't have the best system. I just make it work. I just find the time and I just make it work. Okay. So you don't stop letting your excuses like, oh, she has more time or this hold you back. Next thing is power pockets. Here's 2 ways of operating, which Jana's already said this. We talked about it, I swear, a month ago. If you don't operate with a system and organization, which is the best way, in my opinion, but I don't operate that way right now. I operate in power pockets, and you gotta find them. You make time for the things that are important to you, right? So I guarantee if your best friend texted you right now, was like, I'm dying or something and needed your help, you would answer that phone, right? Because it's important to you. But put this business at the top of the list. Make it important to you. Realize that it's something that can help your future. It's something that can help your family. It's something that can get you out of the situation that you're in right now. So what I've realized is like, instead of like settling for like, okay, for example, so I'm a full-time night nurse, and on the side I like watch my niece all the time, and this, and I've told myself, like, instead of being a victim, playing the victim and being like, oh, it's hard for me because I work night shift, and on my days off my sleep schedule's fucked up, and I'm like recovering from my shifts, and just like, and I've had these thoughts. I've had these thoughts. I've been like, oh, I can't work my business on the days I work. It's hard. I'm sorry, I just can't work my business on the days that I work. Well, I started realizing, okay, well, you're fooling yourself. Do you want to hit big goals? Do you want this to be a full-time income or not? Because if you do, you have to work. You have to find the time to do at least the bare minimum. So on the days that I work, I wake up 30 minutes earlier, or I work on my lunch break instead of sleeping, which is hard, you guys. Like, I sit on my computer at work and I'm like falling asleep at work. And there's nothing that I want to do more than nap on my lunch break. But instead, I think about my goal, I think about my why, and I'm like, you have the time now. Like, you have this 30 minutes, so put it to use. Don't tell yourself you don't have time when you have this 30 minutes now. And do you know how much work can get done in 30 minutes? That's the beauty of this business. You can work so hard in 30 minutes and get so much crap done. So I started doing that. And then what else? So you got to make the time. And I just stopped telling myself I didn't have the time and started telling myself, make the time. Next, I already said that you make time for the things that are important to you. And it really is true. It really is true, because I can tell you that when I was in school and when I was a full-time nursing student, I was so busy, you guys. I have never been that busy in my life. I was getting like maybe 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night. There was weeks that I would get, in a week, you guys, I would get 8 to 10 hours of sleep in a week. It was terrible. It was the worst time of my life. And I remember I said no to everything and everybody. They'd be like, hey, you want to go out? No, I can't. I'm studying. Hey, want to do that? Nope, I can't. I'm studying. Want to do this? No, sorry. Got a test on Monday. Got a test tomorrow. Got 5 projects due on Monday, and my house is on fire. Just kidding. But like, seriously, like, I had so much. And so when I think about this business, it's like, why, when it was that point in my life in that season, why did I say no to things? And why did I make the time for my studies and all of this? And I put everything else to the side, but I can't do that for this business. You know what I'm saying? So I had to like make that connection that like, it's because school was important to me. I knew like I have to study or I'll fail. I have to study. Not I want to study. I did not want to study. I have to study or I will fail out of my classes. I have to do this or I won't be a nurse. And it's in my lifelong dream. And I've worked so freaking hard to get there, right? So I started applying that to this business. I started saying, I have to do my vitals. I have to, or I won't be able to cut down my hours as a nurse or one day quit. I won't be able to live that life of freedom that I literally dream about every day. Like, I won't. Just think about that, you know? Make this that no matter what, that I have to or I'm gonna fail. I have to or I won't hit my goal. And once you do that, you'll find that like the time really is there. It really is. Anything else you want to say on that, Deanna?
No, I agree with everything. And I really feel like, okay, so during the days that people work, so like on Monday through Friday, I know I was talking to Ashley about this, but because she's a teacher, so teachers be like all day, 6 a.m. to whenever they get off. I told her like it's okay for Monday through Friday for you to work an hour in total on your business. So say you do like 30 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes on your lunch break, and 30 minutes before you go to bed. That's like an hour and 10 minutes. But then on the weekend, just try and like catch up. Maybe do an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's what I did when I worked last summer, like 50-hour-a-week job, full-time school, and like went to Florida for the job. So I like didn't have my own place. I was living with family, and it was like a 45-minute drive to work. So that's what I would do. Weekend, I would do like an hour and a half to 2 hours. Then during the week, with that schedule, I wouldn't wake up earlier because I don't like to wake up. So I would just go to bed later and get probably like 5 hours of sleep, which I was okay with. I was with kids all day, so I was happy. But that's what I recommend. Like find about an hour of your day for the days that you work, and then on the weekend, try and like pick that up. And you guys may be like, okay, well it's the weekend. I want to like not do shit. Yeah, at least an hour and a half to 2 hours. Like, I don't know what else to say, but I personally, I want to spend time with my husband. He's in the army. He's still at work. It's fucking 6 o'clock at night and he's still working. He left at 3:30 this morning and I haven't seen him. Right there, I just wake up 2 hours earlier than him every Saturday and Sunday. So he'll sleep in to probably like 9, 10. So I'll wake up at like 6, do my workouts. So workout's done. I eat breakfast and I work on coaching. And then when he wakes up, it's all day for us. Like it's a free day that I can spend with him. So I never feel like I'm losing out on like my family time or anything like that. Because one, I'm probably signing someone up to help them in their health and fitness. That's helping someone with their life or helping someone get started in coaching, which can be crazy to get started in the business. But once you learn everything, like this can be something that could change your life in general. So that's what makes like fuels my soul. So I can do that for 2 hours on a Saturday and a Sunday because I'm okay with that because I know I'm helping people. I know I'm working for my goals, my future, that I have the whole day for my family. So that's what I would recommend. You guys know I hate the morning. If you're on my team, I don't fucking like it. I think mornings suck. I don't want to wake up ever. Like, no, just don't wake me up. But I've started to. Probably it's been like 2 months, I would probably say. I've started waking up at like 5:30, 6 a.m. every day, even though I go to night school. Like, well, I don't need to wake up at 6:30 in the morning, but I do it so I can get coaching stuff done. And then I have my schoolwork. I got night class. I want to help you guys. I'm not just working on my own business. I'm helping you guys work on yours too. So that would be like my tips. Again, I've already given like all my tips and tricks. If you're a newer coach, I can always send you to like one of my older calls where I've literally went over like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what I do. This is how you can do it. But if you guys are also struggling with time, like I did a little poll on the team page asking if anyone needs like a one-on-one call. I'll literally hop on a call with you just like this, and I'll help you for like 20 minutes. Like give me your work schedule, your school schedule, your baby schedule if you're a mom or whatever it is, and I can kind of like help you shift your schedule and fit coaching in, even if it's like, again, for an hour a day on the days you work. If you can fit 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at lunch, 40 minutes before you go to bed, like I can help you guys figure that out. But it's just up to you to like reach out to me so that we can get on a call and I can help you with it. Hopefully that helps anyone. But again, I've gone over it. So if you're still struggling, just reach out to me. Sarah, I already seen that you voted on the poll. So I'll reach out to you to make a call this week because then we can go over that for you. And then it's pronounced Tyler, right? Okay. And I'm gonna read it because the recording, people won't be able to read the group chat. But she said, how do you keep up with your social media posts all day when you work like a 7 to 4:30 job? I know Angie said you should prepare material when you know that you're going to be busy. How do you do this when it's 5 days a week? So what I've personally been doing, and I did not do this in the beginning, like I worked, what was it? Like, yeah, my 6 to 3. So I was at different times. So I would just like try and figure out a post last minute every day. But what I've been doing recently is like on Sunday, I take 15 minutes out of my day on my Sunday and I kind of like prep my content. So I'll be like, okay, Monday, I want to talk about my new program. Tuesday, I want to post a workout for, like a free workout for people to try out because I do that like once a week. Wednesday, I want to talk about the community, like the accountability group. So I kind of just take that time to already know what I'm going to talk about every day of the week. So then I don't have that day where I'm like, I still have those days where I'm like struggling. I'm like, shit. Like today I didn't prep. I was like, shit, what do I post about today? And then I just came up with something and posted. But the 5 things that I usually tell people is like, when you're trying to think of a post, do you want to, I wrote this down because I'm going to forget. Okay, do you want to inspire someone, make them laugh, tell people about yourself? So a lot of my posts would be about me, really bringing people into my life. Do you want it to be lifestyle, fitness, or informs? Like, do you want to inform someone? If you're someone that struggles with like binge eating, recently if you go on my like feed, you'll see I'm holding a whole entire cake, I'm eating it, and I did a post about it, about food guilt and whatever. So that's me wanting to inform people, like, here are tips on how to not have food guilt, like if you're someone who struggles with this like I have. So that's kind of how I plan my posts. If I'm struggling today, like I was struggling, like what do I post? I'll look at my topics, like, do I want to inspire? Do I want to motivate someone? Do I want to do a post about me and my husband, like bring him into my life? And then I kind of do it out of that category. So does that help at all? I don't know if it does. But I know that Angie does that. Like I could tell that she prepares her content prior to posting. So she probably does the same thing. Like on a Sunday or whatever day is free for her, she'll probably sit down and plan. She does YouTube. She posts every single day on YouTube. I'm like, I don't even know how she does that. But she plans out her content like, okay, this whole week she knows what she's doing every single day, because if not, like, I would kill myself trying to post it. I just did my first YouTube video, and that was hard, like one, and it took me a week to edit that thing. So I would just plan for a day during the week that you're free, sit down for like 15 minutes and plan out your post. But you are a literally brand spanking new, like 5-day old, not even, is it? Has it been like 5 days? A brand new coach. So it'll get easier. Like once you get into the program, you'll learn how you like to speak on social media. Like in the beginning, I dare you, scroll down to my post, go look at them. Photos were not good. Captions, I was winging it, but at least you're doing it and you're learning, because as you go and as you post, you'll learn like, okay, this is how I like to talk about things, or this is how I like to post, or this is what I prefer to talk about as you start like, going into it. So it will take time. Trust me, content is not like a one right answer thing. It definitely takes time, and everyone's different. So I can't be like, oh, post about this. You post about, what you want to post about, what makes you happy to talk about, and kind of like things that you've been through that you're comfortable with speaking about. So I'll be honest, it took me, Sam, like 8 months of coaching to talk about anxiety. No one knew. No one knew the biggest part of my life that I've dealt with, because I was scared. So if you're like nervous to talk about something, that'll get easier too, because I was there. It took me 8-9 months just to tell the world, like, I have anxiety, like 90% of humans, or adults, because we got too much going on. But yeah, and then on our one-on-one call, because once you're done with the training, just let me know. And then we could hop on a call and I could literally like help you figure out literally anything that you need help with too then. Like specifically to you rather than being like so general. Okay. Woo! By the way, like my newer coaches, I'm crazy. Like I curse, sorry if you guys don't like it. I'm just a breed of my own. But anybody else? Questions? We're only 25 minutes in. You guys have me until 7. Sam, do you have anything?
Socha has something. What's up?
Okay, so last week I was struggling. I think I put it in like the challenge one day, but so for some time I was struggling where I was like trying to invite people, but I felt like I didn't have anyone to invite because I like already followed up with people.
You're not doing your following.
No, there was something else that I had said. Let me try to go to this post.
Yeah, find it so I know exactly what you're asking.
Okay, someone else go.
She said someone else can go.
You ran out of people to follow up with? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, it was like, what did I say? I think I was like focusing on something else, and then I was having trouble doing something else. What did I say?
So are you having trouble like inviting people every day? Is like
okay. So I said somehow I feel like I backtrack at inviting and following up because I feel super overwhelmed with the amount of people that I have to respond back to after doing some of the vitals. that I don't even make it to the rest of them because of all the other conversations that I already have. Okay, and I think this goes back to me like being an introvert. So like I will do like send people messages for like, thank you for liking on my post, thank you for watching my stories, and then I'll have like 20 messages and I'm just like, oh my God.
Okay.
What?
So here's what I do. So because I constantly always have like 20 messages in my inbox. And if you're doing the things, you should. If they're not conversations that you generated or started, they should be conversations from your stories. Like you should be posting stuff that people want to talk to you about. They want to message you. They want to say something. Like that is the goal. You want to talk to people. If you don't want to talk to people, you're in the wrong business. Sorry. There's a difference between being like, I'm not good at it and I am inverted and I struggle, but I'll fix it and I'll work on it. That's okay. But if you're just flat out saying, I don't want to talk to people, you're in the wrong business. This is a people business, okay? We help people. We talk to people. That's what we do. So you will have conversations. You should have conversations. I always have like 20 messages in my inbox. What I do is what I've especially been starting to do. I clear my inbox. Like that's something on my list every day. Okay. So like whether it's like right when I wake up, it'll be what I do before I do anything else. Otherwise it stresses me the fuck out. Or I'll do it while I'm drinking my pre-workout, but I don't do anything else until my inbox is cleared. As I'm clearing my inbox, I'm taking note of, okay, who is just a conversation? Who am I just talking to? And who am I talking to right now as like a lead who I'm answering questions because they want in my accountability group or they want to start a program or they want to know more about a program or I feel like we're getting really close to like, okay, they're going to join me. Those people are priority, okay? But I literally, I sort my inbox by unread. I scroll to the bottom, start with the bottom, the one that I haven't replied to in the longest time, and then I clear them, okay? And I'm making note. And then I'm knowing that throughout the day, if it's someone that I made note of, I'm replying to them. If it's not, and it's just a conversation, I will reply to them tomorrow. Or I will reply to them later if I get a chance. But if it's just a conversation, they're important like as a person, but they're not at the top of my to-do list. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'll reply to them tomorrow. We can talk more tomorrow. Next. Okay, so after I do that, I don't count that as like, that's not a vital. Like that's just something, yes, you should do it daily, but that's like not the start of my power. That's just something I have to start my day with or I'll feel extreme anxiety throughout the day. After that, so as your vitals, you're growing your following, right? So remember, as you're growing your following, if you're messaging, messaging people is part of that, those will be new messages in your inbox that you'll have to reply to tomorrow. That's okay. That's okay. You'll get there tomorrow. As you are following up with people, you can see usually the first message of the line or whatever, right? So, and also I have my notifications on my screen of like, I can see a preview of the message, my Instagram message. So I know I can see a little bit of what they said. So as I followed up, I know like, oh, she said, wow, I'm so happy you messaged me. I'm actually really interested. I know, okay, this is a girl I'm replying to today. Anybody else, I'm not going to open it. I'm going to leave it there and I'll get to it. Does that make sense? Okay. So, and then next, what else do I do? Don't let it sit too long because if you're doing all the other things, all the other vitals and you're running your business the way you should, but you're not replying to your messages, they're just going to keep racking up and racking up and racking up. And yeah, I wouldn't want to do it when I have 50 messages sitting there. That would give me extreme anxiety. So I'm telling you, clear your inbox daily. Whether it's you're laying in bed at night or it's the first thing you wake up in the morning, you have to do it daily. And I will sit there until they're all done. Like this morning, I woke up, I went downstairs, I was going to go do my workout. I opened my inbox, I started clearing it, and I started clearing it until I saw okay, this message said 30 minutes ago. That means that's a message I just replied to that person. And I saw it until I got to 30 minutes and then I went and did my workout. Does that make sense? Does that help at all? I kind of even forget what your question was because I just talked so long.
Yeah, it was. I just like whenever I like would send people like thank you, they would like instantly reply.
Oh yeah.
And so then like, okay, do I respond now instead of do the other things?
Yeah. So, and when you mass, like when I mass invite, like when I mass follow up or I mass message after like a transformation or like a poll that had a lot of people, like anytime I mass invite or do something like that, I get a lot. But that's where like having that first preview helps me because I will reply to the people that I feel like are priority. Sorry. I feel like our priority. And then I'll reply to them then if I can. But after I mass invite, I'll go do the rest of my stuff and I'll come back if I have time. And then I know that tomorrow, if I didn't get to those other messages, I'm replying to them tomorrow morning when I wake up. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I just tackle it. I just tackle it like that. I'm like, okay, I just got to get through this and clear them all, reply to everyone, check that off my list, move on, and you feel so good after. But I know that does happen, especially when I send out mass stuff and it does feel overwhelming. So I definitely like prioritize, okay, like I need to reply to this person right now. And then that's pretty much it. Does that make sense? But the thing though is like, don't neglect your other vitals because then you will feel that moment where you're like, I have no one else to reach out to. I have no one to follow up with because I neglected my other vitals. So I poured into this little basket and then I forgot to like, what's the saying? I'm trying to do like a cute analogy right now or something and it's not coming to me. I'm usually the analogy queen. But you can't pour into like all these people of what you have and forget to grow, or you'll just be stuck with these people. What if their mom died and they're not ready, or their house burned down, or they got in a car crash, or they lost all their money, their boyfriend stole their identity? The craziest stuff happens. Believe me, you'll hear everything. So what if that happened to all of them and you have nobody else to invite or follow up with, but yet you're sitting at Success Club 0 and your goal was to change 3 lives this month, and Success Club 6 was your bare minimum, and you're like, fuck. It's because you didn't grow your following or start your conversations or do anything else the whole month. You didn't do it for the whole year. Can you imagine? But if you're doing it every day, you'll have people to invite when you get in that situation. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So there's people that I just invited last month for the first time ever, and it's because I've been talking to them, but last month was the first time that I ever invited them. Does that make sense? And that should happen. Like every month you should have new people to invite. That's why you can't neglect. They're all vital. You can't neglect one. You can't. You have to do them all. That's why they're the vitals. Does that make sense? Does that help you at all? You feel better? Okay. I just want to hug you. I miss you. Okay.
Oh, I don't even need to add to that. That was good. I have nothing. So I empty my inbox. That's the first thing I do, or I'll like want to punch someone. Because this morning, I didn't really respond yesterday, and it was my birthday, so I had over 60. I counted because I was like, I have to know. Over 60. I was like, there's no fucking way. It took me like 30 minutes to go through 60 messages. So yes, empty out your inbox. It would just be like a blogger, like bloggers on Instagram. They empty out their inbox because they want to see, what do people want to see? What do people want to buy? That's how I make my income. What do I need to be sharing? So they check their inbox, every single day too, to make sure that they're giving their audience what their audience wants. So we kind of have to think about it the same way. Like, what does our audience need? And we need to make sure to get to them at least once a day. So I don't go back either unless I see it's one of you guys. So that's why I always say text me, because through Instagram, messages are going to get stuck or like to the bottom. And then if you're at the bottom, even if you're one of my coaches, I'm not really going to look at the bottom. I'm going to like go to the ones that I see are a priority. So that's why I always say text, because your inbox will get crazy if you're talking to the amount of people that you should be talking to. What else? I got hyped. My husband texted me. He said, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. But what else do you guys need help with? What are you struggling with? What is something that's working for you? How are you guys feeling? It's October. It's almost the end of the year. Are you guys feeling like you're going to hit your goals before the end of the year? How are you guys doing on your monthly goal of how many people you want to help? Anybody? Ashley?
I was trying to unmute myself, but it wasn't like clicking, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
No, that's what it looks like. I was like, "Where are you?"
Yeah, no. What was I gonna say? Oh, a big thing with me was just like I was telling you before, like reevaluating myself and what I was doing, and like gut checking myself, and like something that was holding me back was like I had the mindset of, you know what, this is okay for me. Like I'm gonna do this. I'm positive about this. My mindset was like in a good place, but because I wasn't reaching my specific daily goals or like weekly goals, that's what was putting me, like bringing me down. So I was having like this conflict in my mind of like, yeah, I know this is an amazing thing. I know I can do this. Like I fucking got this. But then me also bringing my own self down for not like reaching my specific weekly goals and stuff. So I just had to like sit down and have a discussion with myself about my emotions, and dealing with my emotions has been like my biggest thing for the past like week or 2 weeks. That's not even answer your question, but that just came out of my mouth.
So can I talk, guys?
Yeah.
That actually brought me to something else that I think is really important to mention is I was like that for a long time. I was like, I know I can do this. I know what I need to do. I know the end goal. So something recently that I've made the switch is so since starting to organically grow my following, I'm like, I want to be at 40K. I want to be at 70K. I want to, I want this, right? And then I'm like, shit, I'm sitting at 4,000. It feels like I'm never going to get there. And it's just the same with like our physical fitness journey. It's like, I want to be this, and I'm so far away and I feel like I'm never going to get there. So I had to like reel it back in and focus on like, okay, what are the baby steps? So if you have a goal, first of all, like make sure like, yes, dream big. Don't ever stop dreaming big. Dream big. Set that high goal, but then know that you have to have goals to get yourself there. So I'm like, okay, my daily goal. So my daily goal is I would really love to get like 10 new followers a day. I would love that. So that's my goal. That's achievable, but it's also not like if I fall a little bit short, I don't feel like too much of a failure. You know what I'm saying? But I set a daily goal and then like a monthly goal and then so forth, right? And I remember that while I'm doing this, celebrate like each small win. So say today my goal was to get 10 new followers. And that's kind of my goal right now is because I want to bring new people into my network and I'm really focused on growing my network. So this is something important to me right now. So I'm like, okay, say I wanted like 10 new followers today. That was my goal. I wanted that, but I got one. Okay. Celebrate that one. That's still one new person. That's potentially someone that you can impact or change their life. Celebrate that. Don't discount that because you fell short, and then start fresh tomorrow, and also there's been days that I've got none. There's been days that I've grown my following for 30 minutes. 30 minutes of hard work with my head down, grinding, 30 minutes, following people. liking, commenting, but not like, hey, I like your hair. Like heartfelt, like I looked through your post, I read your post. I spent my time in my life reading your post. I put thought and heart into my comment. No follow backs. What the fuck? Okay? Talk about, I literally was like, fucking fail. Okay? Wasting my time. But no, it's not, because you're practicing, you're growing, you're getting better, you're learning. And what if you what if you hadn't done it and it could have been more? You know what I'm saying? So the next day I tried again, maybe I got 5. But what if I had stopped after that one day that I failed? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So that's a way, like set goals. Like you need goals, you need them, but just like
What are
goals.
some goals that you should be setting?
So I have a following goal. Because that's something that we have to do: grow our following, build our network. I have my other goal, and because I know that'll get me to where I want to be in the future, like having X amount of followers or whatever. My goal, I've recently been like, my goal is like, my weekly goal is like 2 challengers a week, okay? And so for me, like, I am famous for hitting Success Club the end of the month, like the last day of the month. But I've been putting this pressure on myself, like this goal, and then I hustle, and I put this pressure on myself, and I hustle like it's the end of the month, and I like, oh shit, gotta do it this week. And then if I don't, it's okay, I move on, but I just refresh and restart. Does that make sense? So that's kind of a goal I've recently been setting for myself. And like, I've actually had that goal for like a while, but I'm just now like really focusing on it. Does that make sense? Like really kicking it up a notch. Another one of my goals, obviously, your vitals every day. Obviously, my goal is to clear my inbox every day. That's my goal. Even like 1 post on my feed, that's my goal. And that still feels good when I get to check that off my vitals list, when I get to check that off my to-do list. Like that's still my goal, right? Or posting X amount of my stories, or sharing like 1 victory from my challenge group every day. Like these are your vitals, but like that should be your goal, right? Like those are your daily goals. Get my workout done, daily goal. It feels good when you get it. Other than that, I don't really have any small, like tangible baby step goals, but obviously like rank advancing, or like helping grow my team, or helping my coaches rank advance. But I don't even have any baby goals for that right now. Honestly, Deanna might be better for that. But yeah, because my team's so small, it's like I know exactly who I need to do what, and then in the meantime I'm plugging holes and filling my team and growing my team and doing what works best for me to get there. So honestly, I do it completely different than everyone else on the team probably, but I funnel people to my challenge group as challengers, and I try to host a kick-ass challenge group, and I focus on getting people results, and then I turn them into coaches. Totally unconventional. I wouldn't recommend that to everybody. I'm a really slow growing coach because of it. And I'm not the best recruiter, and I don't recruit heavy numbers massively, but that's just the way I'm doing it right now. So my goal is like turn 2 challengers into coaches a month, and that's not high. But my hope is that I know that I'll retain them. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Or that's my hope. So that's like my little goal is like, okay, which one of my challengers do I think is ready, and which one can I pop the question to? And then I work with them. I work with them closely, and I try to help them see success right away. So that that's what I do. So did that help?
I mean, I think that's huge, because that's something that shows not everyone has to run the business the same way. Like Sam is amazing at helping people get results. That's what she's the most passionate about. So why not do what you're most passionate about? If in this business you're most passionate about helping people get results. And then once they get the results, like, hey, like, why don't you do exactly what I'm doing? Why don't you coach people to do the exact same thing that you did? And that is, yes, slower, because getting people results doesn't happen overnight. Like, you don't just hit your fucking fitness goal in a week, but getting people their results to then have them be coaches, that's how she does it. As in, I'm more of like, I love coaches. So I will go more towards like, okay, I want to gain coaches first, and then I want to help my new coaches in their health and fitness. That's how I like to do it. But again, it shows everyone's different. Find which avenue you love, find which avenue you have the most passion for. Because then when you go on social media and you're doing your posts and you're talking to people and you're sharing this opportunity with people, you're gonna not feel like it's, oh my God, this is so fucking hard, I don't want to do this. It's going to be something you're passionate about, something that you love to do, and it's going to be easier than going and be like, oh my God, I fucking hate recruiting this way. Like, I hate getting coaches this way. Well, then do it another way. Like, you don't have to do it the same way every other person does. So that's why I love that, because she's the exact opposite of me. Like, we do it opposite, and it's not like one person's more successful than the other. Like, both hit Success Club. We both help people every single month. Like, we both, it's just in different ways. So I love that. And then for me, like, my goals, I generally go off of how many people I want to help, if that makes sense. So in the beginning of my business, I was doing, because that was a question, like, in the beginning of your business, what's really your goal? I kind of make a goal of like, how many people do I want to sign up as clients, and how many people do I want to sign up as coaches? So I'm like, okay, well, I do weekly goals too, because if I do a monthly goal, I'm going to wait till last minute. I'm going to stall. I have more time on my hands, even with school, and I'm going to be less productive because I know myself. I'm going to put the fucking TV on. I'm going to watch Netflix. Like, come on. That's what, why am I going to work the business when I can just watch Netflix and chill with some popcorn? Like, I make a weekly goal of, okay, this week I want to sign up 2 coaches. I want to sign up 1 client and help them in their health and fitness. And that's how I go about it. And I've been hitting Success Club every single month since the month I've joined. So that just, you have to find what's best for you. So I would always have a client goal, like, how many people do you want to help and like get started in their health and fitness? And then a coaching goal, like, how many people do you want to offer the business to? But it's also offering the programs too. Like, you don't just sign up a coach and never talk about the programs. Like, you're also helping them in their health and fitness. And then you could also come up with like an income goal. If you have, I know like income could be icky, but like, hello, if you want freedom, like if you're in the business because you want in a year to make freaking $2,000 a month, like, you got to start thinking about income goal now. So think like, okay, this month I want to make $500. How do I do that? How many people do I have to sign up this month to equal $500? And that's going to tell you how hard you have to work so you could find that number. Also, if you don't know how to calculate all that, I do. So reach out to me and I know how to help you hit your income goal based on how many people I know that you need to sign up so you could hit that goal. So that would be my thing. How many clients, how many coaches, and what is your fitness and income goal? Those should be your 4 goals in this business at all times, every single month. So like, how do I want to grow in my fitness? How can I show people this? How do I want to grow, you know, in coaching? How many people do I want to help with clients, coaches, and income goal? Because income goal is going to get you to that freedom if that's your goal. Freedom's not everybody's goal in this business. Some people just truly love helping others in their health and fitness. That's fine. But if you do have a goal with income that you want in the next coming, like next year or 2 years, you have to also think about that. So did that help like answer that question too? Awesome. Okay, you guys, if nobody else has more questions, we can get off a couple minutes early. Anybody else? No?